What's up, y'all? Mike here, coming at you with another devotional this week. I was reading in 2 Corinthians 9. Again, these are kind of all scattered because they're all from my own devotional time. So if you watch each week, you're going to see that it's from all over the place. But I read this in 2 Corinthians 9. It says, your enthusiasm has stirred most of them to action, and skipping ahead, others will praise God for the obedience that accompanies your confession of the gospel of Christ. See, enthusiasm, it's contagious. But if it's not paired with action, enthusiasm will eventually become like a toxic thing. It's a negative thing. It's like toxic positivity. People don't want to hear enthusiastic people if they don't ever do anything. That's no longer a positive trait, right? So I like to think that, knowledge impresses, but obedience will inspire. That what we really see here is that people praise God, not just because of someone's enthusiasm, but because of their obedience that accompanies their confession. It's their actions that accompany their words, that leads to praise, that leads to inspiration, that changes people's lives. So let us seek to be people that obey. Sometimes we can get lost in this knowledge game where if you really want to impress people, build your knowledge, grow your understanding, and make sure you tell people all the things you know. And some people will be impressed for a time, but it won't last forever. It really won't create lasting change, at least. But if you really want to change the world, if you want to make an impact, we got to respond, we got to obey, we got to apply it. And only then will it really begin to inspire others and lead to real change, right? And knowledge impresses, but obedience will inspire. When people see your enthusiastic action and obedience, it will inspire them to change and to follow you and to imitate you. And that's what we should all be trying to do, imitate Christ, and that we should invite others to imitate us as we imitate him, follow us as we follow him. And so knowledge impresses, but obedience inspires. And I think sometimes I already said this, but we mix this up, right? That we think those that know a lot are spiritually mature, but in reality that's not true, because spiritual maturity is not measured by knowledge, it's measured by obedience. It's not measured by how much you know, but how much you obey, how much you're really living out. And so how much are you really living out? And so I want to look at this week, like how can you become a man or a woman of action? How can you take a list of those should do's and make them into will do's this week? What is one of those things that you can apply right away, that things that I know I should do that? How can you do it today? And if you can't do it today, how can you make a concrete plan for doing it this week? Let us become men and women of action, become men and women whom we admire. Become the person that you admire, who God created you to be, and watch how others will be inspired by you onward and upward. Well, God bless you. Let's keep getting after, y'all.